looked at it, sniffed it, and went, oh, like that. And I took a bite of it and started.
He said Dustin Rhodes was named 7 when he left the Gold Dust gimmick and went to Nitro in the late 90s. Ask him if 7 in WCW was ever discussed to Kevin when they OVW presented Kevin with the gimmick. Did they present to you, or did you already have the name 7?
I already had the name 7 because it was all based off 7 Deadly Sins and everything else. When I saw Dustin do that, I was like, oh, fuck.
So yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I put a lot of time and effort into this. And that's how I got on Power Pro. Was I went to Cornette and I go, you have sin. I want to be 7, and I want to be the 7 deadly sins, and then, go after gluttony. And then, if you ever look at the old Power Pro tapes and everything else, I mean, it was, Jimmy, being as smart as Jimmy is, literally we did, gluttony. I mean, we did every sin leading up to me finally coming out with her. And I mean, that was the coolest thing ever. I mean, granted, I knew nothing at that time. I shouldn't even been on TV, but he gave me that opportunity, and that's, definitely what helped get 7 over, and then, got me to where I was.
Sin, who is in his picture, is actually Cornette's wife now. So
yep.
There they are right there. Sin, who he's talking about. And what was his Travis Bain at this time? Travis Bain at this time?
Well, no, he was.
Yeah. He was. He Tomko?
No.
Travis Tomko. He was Tyson Tomko later.
Tomko.
That was later in TNA,
yeah.
I think. But anyway, do you remember? I was telling this story a few weeks ago with Rip. Do you remember at one of the spot shows somewhere we had a big battle royal? Do you remember Joe Dirt? Do you guys remember setting up Joe Dirt to win that battle royal at all? Rip wasn't in on it. It was you and Tomko. You don't remember that? And then you pinned him up against the wall in the locker room. You remember Joe Dirt? He looked like Joe Dirt.
No,
my God, I can't believe you don't remember that.
So we were messing with him, right?
So you and Tomko set it up. You're like, all right, listen, guys. Here, we're going to go over the finish and all that, but this is not what we're going to do. We're all going out, eliminate each other. We're going to make him win. Yep. And then we're going to yell at him when he gets back. Why are you going into business for yourself? He was not a contract guy, real little skinny guy. He was in Nick's class.
Yeah.
He comes up from something, and he's the only one left in the ring. They raise his hand, and he comes back to the back. You just slam the door. You're like, all right, everybody get around here.
Yeah.
And then Tomko's right there with you, just huffing and puffing at him. And you literally had him pinned up against the wall, yelling at him, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And then all of a sudden, everybody just started laughing and clapping. And you don't remember that? How do you not remember that? That was so awesome, man.
Because I've gotten hit in the head way too many times and everything else. I sort of remember that, but it's one of those things. But that was the best part about all those shows and stuff is, I mean, we just went out and had fun. There was one time I was trying to remember things coming in here to talk. Was Chris the first time I ever got praise from Rip Rogers, which I'm not gonna lie, when Danny and Jim and everybody are like, yeah, at that house show this weekend, Rip actually praised you. I was on cloud 9, right? So, but it was me and Chris Cage, and it was in North Vernon. It was in this little
the old Vernon
gym. Yeah. Okay. So do you remember? So it was, we were doing something beforehand and trying to work out our match, and Rip just loses his shit on me. Right. And motherfucker, all this stuff, like, you guys need to learn to call it in the ring and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, all right, well then screw this. We won't do any of this stuff we did. And I'm going to work a headlock the entire match. And I literally worked the headlock like I thought I was ribbing him, which is never going to happen. But at that time of your life, you think, oh yeah, I'm going to get this old motherfucker back. Like, fuck him, and literally I do that, come through the curtain and everything else. He's like, that's the greatest fucking match. Like, and I was like, I only worked that. Like, he goes, but you worked like till the end, and then he just schoolboyed me, and that was it. Like, but literally, I would not let go of the headlock, and that was 10 minutes of the match. He goes, you bored him, you got him high, and then all of a sudden they just, I mean, did you hear them at the end? And you're like, oh shit, I actually fucking think I actually did something. And I
Now
didn't even mean
the
to.
question is, were you just ribbing him?
No.
I was Rip ribbing
serious.
you, putting you over.
No,
like
but he
that.
was serious because he went to everybody like Danny and Cornette and everybody else. It's like, we heard you had this amazing match this weekend and it was the best thing. And I was like, yeah, I guess it was. So
I was there, so I know why he was. The reason he was so mad
Oh,
at
so-
Vernon is because there were people in
people
line,
looking
and there were
through the window.
windows.
Well,
there were
but
windows in that
but
gym,
we didn't
and
know
everybody
any
was in
better.
the ring.
We're all
So
idiots.
Rip gets there after we're already
Yeah.
there with the
Oh,
ring
yeah.
set up,
Oh yeah.
and he sees what they're seeing, and he just because I remember Renee and Lance Cade were in there.
Oh yeah.
Because I actually wrestled them that night,
Yeah.
and then luckily I hadn't like gotten in there yet. I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I don't know. These guys are under contract. I don't know what they're doing in the ring."
Yeah.
Oh, it's
But,
wild.
hey, remember we would have spot shows, and then I would put a list up,
Yep.
You gotta get right in there, Rip.
and then it'd be these are just names. It'd be like Brock against Randy Orton. So they go through all their prearranged bullshit, right?
Yep.
So then I'd say, okay, first match, Randy going out first. Then I'd send a different opponent out.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
no, I'm going to make you get good. And first you're going to be mad,
Oh
but then you're going to say, well, I made it through it.
yep.
I understand. And now you're going to like, or I'd say now switch roles.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to get you good so that when you get on the big stage, you're not going to be fucking nervous.
Oh, yeah,
You're going to
ever.
be so
Yeah.
so
You're just relaxed.
overqualified
Yep.
for this job. It's all a rib. And
Yep.
the fucking stars, they can't fucking do this shit. And you're just fucking laughing at them.
Yep.
And because when you were there at OVW, and how many times I tell you, this is going to be the greatest time of your motherfucking life.
Yep.
You're going to book back. Now you're the world's greatest real estate guy.
Yeah.
But now you're sitting back, reliving all these moments, thinking these guys we bonded with,
Oh yeah.
thinking how it's not that I was fucking with you. I was
Yeah.
trying to teach you to
Teach.
be on to
Yep.
be on time.
Yep.
Leave earlier.
Yep.
Here I was coming fucking 2 hours and 40 minutes if it was perfect, right? To get there.
Yep.
And if you're 1 minute late, I lock the door.
Yep.
Well, get there earlier.
Yep.
Don't jack off as much.
Yep.
Or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever you're doing.
Learn to
I'm
manage
trying to
time.
help you so that when you're there, it's all a rib to you.
Yep.
Now here's a story with Sid. You remember this the story when I don't know we was in WCW and Sid was to enhancement town. He was very intimidating.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
To me, I know
Yeah.
he's ribbing and
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
So he did something. So I acted like I shit in my hand. And I had one of them chocolate protein bars. So I took it, looked at it, sniffed it, and went, oh, like that. And I took a bite of it and started fucking chewing it. Sid run out. Mr. Barnett, he's fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy.
And as big as Sid was,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
worried about that.
And he's
Oh,
a goddamn giant, so fucking big, so fucking jacked that I'm just fucking ribbing him.
yeah.
That was funnier than shit.
And pardon the pun. It was funnier than
Oh.
shit.
Oh, well, we shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be talking.
Yeah,
about
we got
shit.
YouTube. We got YouTube
Yeah,
channel
we-
here.
we can't be talking about that right now.
I said, get ready, get ready, get ready. I got the dots on. I got the
Big
elbow
gold,
ready,
and a
baby.
billfold,
We're gonna see
so
it.
swole
Let's do
that I
it
can't get
right
this shit
now.
closed.